All right. So for today, what we're going to be doing is Yorion Death and Taxes. How is this different than normal Death and Taxes? Well, instead of a 60 card main board, we're running 80 cards in the main board. Um, we've got 32 pseudo 34 lands from the shelters. I don't know how often we'll be using these for either gaining protection or for the tapped. We'll find out. Um, Other than that, you've got your Givers, your Paths, your Vile, your Thalias, your Stoneforge, your Leonin Arbiters, your Archons, your Flicker Wisps, your Skyclave, and then your um, one Sword, one Maul, one Batter Skull for your standard 60 card stuff. Because we're running more, we have some Mind Sensors, some Winds of Abandon, some Restoration Angel, a second Sword main board, and then more lands, so that way we even out our land ratio. It's your basic Death and Taxes board, main board. In the sideboard, what we've got going on is we've got 4 Rest in Peace to deal with those pesky graveyard decks that we keep running into. 4 Auriok Champions for those red and black decks, and also because we can gain a bit of life. 2 more Winds of Abandon, so that way we have a total of 8 exile effects for creatures in case we need it. And then 4 Phyrexian Revokers, because it's something that we can grab off of, or something that we can vial in, and has the Pithing Needle effect, which is something that we probably want. Other than that, we are good to go. I need to figure out what card disappeared, and I'll see you guys in the matches. We're not 3-2. We're 3-2 for the night. But we are not 3-2. Let's reset that. All right, here's match 1. We've got our Yorion revealed. Hand's got lots of lands. Not what we want here, especially against the Luris deck. We'll keep Bottom of Plains. The reason we keep this is because we have Skyclave, and then we'll just draw like hot gas. Okay, facing burn. Yep. All right, opponent gets in for 2 here. We go down to 18. And we're gonna flood, apparently. Not a great start for us against burn. Ooh, red-black prowess. Inquisition gets to take our Skyclave. Yep. Okay. Not in the greatest position here. We can come back, but it's an uphill battle. Mind Sensor does not a whole lot against burn. They don't search. And of course I say that, and what do they have? A fetch land. Okay, they bobble us to see what we're drawing. They saw planes. We do this and pass the turn. Wait for them to crack that fetch. And flash in a Mind Sensor. Have fun. Look at the top 4. You find something? Dang. Unfortunate. And takes 1 pain because they're trying to get low enough for this Death Shadow in hand. And it looks like they're gonna have it with this dismember. So get rid of our mind sensor. Get in for 2. And then probably play down their Death Shadow. Yep, they have a 2/2 Shadow. No, that doesn't do us much good. And we get to flicker planes here. And then have up protection. Opponents paying costs. They have the dismember. Well, damn. So we get this planes back. They had exactly what they needed here. Do they have the Teamer Battle Rage to end us outright? Bomat Courier. No TBR. We take 9 and cry on the inside. It has TBR. Why even bother playing the Bomat? Okay. I like wins. I like Auriok Champion. What do I not like in this matchup? Arbiter seems meh. They don't. I mean, but we've got the Ghost Core in the field, and they play a lot of non-basics. We just need a hand that's not a bunch of lands. And as far as I mean, how many non-creatures do they play? They play enough that Thalia's fine. I like Feast and Famine, Fire and Ice and Maul. Mind Sensor seems just too cheeky. We can take out Mind Sensor. Shave on a Wisp, shave on a Resto. Now we need 2 more cuts. Cut Vial, cut. Cut Vial, cut Skyclave. We'll see. This feels slightly incorrect. I just don't know what we're shaving for these final 80. See, this is a keepable hand. turn 1 Giver, turn 2 Thalia. We don't have any of our sideboard stuff. Besides this Winds of Abandon, but we don't necessarily know if it's a sideboard wins or a main board wins. So what? Shock Thoughtseize? Oh, shock bolt. Bolting our giver. All right. A bit unfortunate. Means they don't like us having protection from things. We'll play out second giver past the turn here. All right. Swift Spear. Push. Neat. Well, there goes your removal, I hope. We take 2, go down to 18. One's got 3 in hand. We drop this Oriok champion and pass the turn. Because now we can go Thalia safely here. Want to better crack that Delta. The thought seizes us. Yeah, that'll happen. You can either take the Thalia, the Arbiter, the Winds, or the Resto. All are valid. None of this is what you want to see if you're opponent. Might be take the Winds here if they have a big creature. Okay, and so they have a big creature. Good to note, good to note. I've got pro red. I doubt you're running Stomp. Fetch and Shock, and what were you looking down? Double black, a Scourge, huh? I'll gain ourselves a life. Scourge shrinks. Land. We get to go Thalia. This always yes. Always yield. Opponent's got a 1/1. Opponent concedes. They use the removal early on our givers, which is smart. They need to do that because then they wouldn't have been able to remove our things. And then we would have drawn a Winds of Abandon. Neat. All right. I agree with how we boarded. I mean, Rip's not awful, but at the same time, I just don't think it's what we want to be doing against this deck. Even though it is a Luris deck. Rest in peace. when all of our removal is exile removal. Gosh, if this hand had a Leonin Arbiter. But it's unkeepable. We keep this one though. Bottom a Stoneforge. Got 2 removal spells, a Stoneforge to go get, say, Batter Skull. Arguably, it should have been bottom Maul. Definitely bottom Maul, not bottom Stoneforge. I mean, that's fine, but why do we pop out Yorion there? It's unfortunate because now we can't path if they try to kill us right here. Granted, if they're going for a kill right here, that's impressive beyond belief. Fetch, shock, hot seize. Let's see it, opponent. Inquisition. Not as bad. Not great, but not as bad. Probably take Stoneforge here. Yep. Which is why we should have bottomed. Well, like I said, misplay. Just because we weren't thinking. We'll go ahead and play down the Arbiter in case they have a fetch land. I'm assuming they probably have Bolt. Well, they didn't bolt it at the end step. Okay, makes sense. See, we're on the assume that they have as much removal in their hand as they possibly could. This we draw beautifully. Go ahead and get that card out of here. Just because Exile Zone seems pretty good to me. Opponent's got a pretty high life total here. It's a bit unfortunate for them. Ooh. Interesting. I don't like Thalia here, even though I made that ooh noise. It really hurts us more than it is probably hurting opponent right now. But hey. We'll go for it. Minimalistically, it's not something that they really want to be sticking around. Yes, they can deal with it, but Hmm. For them to deal with it, they're in a very awkward position. 1, 2, 3, 4. Call against commands. Target player discards a card plus 2 damage. Okay, we'll discard. Yeah, we'll discard them all. Well, it's got plenty of potential for redraw. All right, and we draw planes. Flicker the Wisp. And go ahead and just bounce the planes and pass the turn. Bleh. They draw a card off the clearing. Do they draw a card off the canyon? Nope. Okay. Oh, Matt Courier. Sure. Not really something I want to kill right now. Not really afraid of a 1/1. It's quite a ways away from being able to kill me. That plus a Flicker Wisp, huh? And cast the other Wispy boy. We'll flicker your Bowmat. And permanently exile 1 card there. Opponent plays down Death Shadow number 1. And Death Shadow number 2. Opponent exiles the top card. We'll go ahead and Path of Shadow. Interesting. Tells me that this Ghost Quarter is free to hit that Blood Crypt. The opponent only has the Sunbaked Canyon now. Okay. We're not going to swing until we have lethal at this point. Red, black, black. Kozilek's return. 2 damage to everything. Keeps just their Death Shadow alive. Yep. So we might just be putting Yorion into hand here. Death Shadow's a 4-turn clock. A bit concerning. Ghost quarters, very nice. Set opponent to only black. And put Yorion into hand and pass the turn. Opponent swings for 3 here. We have to take it. We go down to 7. What do we draw? Winds of Abandon. That's a nice one. Get rid of your 3/3. Opponent's got 4 cards in hand. And 2 mana to do things with. Skyclave. Yep. Either bust at this point. Or just blockers galore. Ghost Quarter shuts them off of mana. Yeah, we weren't going to be getting there anytime soon. All right, losing 2 red-black prowess. Let's see what we can do. All right. Anyway, it's tempting. It's got a Thalia, and it's got a sword. I don't know how good the sword is in the blind here. We'll try it. I'm probably wrong to keep this hand. But I don't know exactly how to mulligan with an 80 card deck. Feel 3 lands, being able to play a Thalia here is fine. Yeah, it's no turn 1 giver, and the Restoration Angels aren't happening anytime soon, but all right. Plains pass turn. Dark Slick Shores. That makes me think either Ad Nauseam or Mill. Either way, we're not a fan. Congratulations. Get banned. All right. The Dark Slick Shores and Swamp definitely makes me feel Mill here. We'll go ahead and... Oh yeah, Mill's much better than Ad Nauseam, but... Oh, I can't sword right now. Sword costs 4. Thanks, Thalia. I need to think about what my own cards do. Oh yeah, that's definitely Mill. With Dark Slick, Swamp, and Field of Ruin. They want to ghost their fielding or... Okay. I kind of want to Ghost Quarter or Tech Edge now. Just to stop them from getting mana. Playing monkey deckers. Yeah, I've done that plenty of times. I mean, we let this happen and then we cry as they have the archive trap. Because they'll be able to do it once. Yep, they go ahead and archive trap us. We'll mill 13. Look at all those good cards that hit the graveyard. Too bad opponent can't do anything with them. Stoneforge Mystic. Huh. I kind of like Stoneforge here. I don't know what we get. Got the sword that we want. I guess we just grab like Batterskull, because Batterskull is a fun and interactive magic card. We don't necessarily need Fire and Ice. We do this and then we get in for 2. Because next turn we can do put in Feast and Famine, equip Feast and Famine. Pro black means that we dodge their fatal pushes and what's the other one? Blood Chief's Thirst. This, they glimpse us, sure. Well, then I don't think the mill plan's what you want to be on right now. Land this. Do that. Feast and Famine. Suit up Arthalia. And hit opponent for 4. Arthalia now has protection from black. Then we get to untap all of our lands. And opponent discards a card. They discard a Prismatic Vista. Neat. All right, they go ahead and they fetch, sure. He gets a Watery Grave in the play tapped. And now we'll have Flash and Restoration Angel, Flicker, Stoneforge. It's definitely tempting here. They get this draw 3 off. Like, I'm worried that they might have another Archive Trap, but again, Archive Trap isn't doing much. And if they tap out and do something weird here, like, let's say if they try to kill, we have the Resto to flicker. Restoration Angel, show me that you have counter magic, opponent. A flicker or Stoneforge. Neat. Stoneforge enters. Say yes. I think it's probably Maul over the other sword. No, it's other sword. Yeah, opponent had the Archive Trap. Good for you, opponent. You have 2 more Archive Traps. No. Then we have Path. So let's see. We're 1 mana shy of being able to do everything we want here. We're fine. And do this. And do sword. Equip sword. And then we have 2 mana there, which is not too relevant, but we do get to swing with 4/9 and kill opponent if this connects. Or not kill opponent. Oh yeah, no. Because it's first strike. I was like, this should be lethal. Alright. So mill. I like rest in peace. Yes, it hurts us, but it turns off Drown in the Lock and Visions of Beyond. They don't play a lot of creatures. Also, they play what? 5 basics typically? No. Yeah, 5 basics. 3 islands, 2 swamps typically. So we can take out winds, and then we've got 2 more to cut. Is Mind Sensor one-sided? It is. It says if an opponent would search their library. And then we can't cast more than 1 spell. That's fine. Dahlia's good. Arbiter's alright. They don't search their library too much. We'll go ahead and shave on Arbiters. They search a bit, but not a lot. Do that. Provoker doesn't hit anything in mill. Yeah, and like that. Just because Rest in Peace stops their stuff. Is a hand that is just Thalia good enough? The answer's gotta be no. Ouch. There's definitely an argument for cutting the Skyclave. It doesn't hit much. It can hit their Mesmeric Orbs when they're crabs. So being able to hit the Mesmeric Orbs probably decent. But yeah, you know, I could definitely see cutting that instead. Blah. Do we keep a 4-lander against mill? Sure, because a lot of it's non-basic, or a lot of it's basics, so they can't hit our stuff with Field of Ruin. There's the crab. All right, so we kind of need removal for this crab ASAP. Not removal, but not bad. Yeah, mill me for 6. They hit Maul, Skyclave, and Giver. And then hit 3 more. We hit Clearing, Vial, and Field. All right. Two mana Glimpse for 10. Hit plenty. Oh, a Rest in Peace. All right, opponent. They see something that they want to get rid of. A Surgical Thalia. Interesting. see. Now we just need to rip a rest in peace off the top here. One's got 2 cards in hand. File trigger, say yes. An arbiter, huh? And they either have it or they don't, right? This, say yes. Go get feast and famine. Pass the turn. Show me the archive trap, opponent. No archive trap. Awesome. A field of ruin. Destroy target non-basic. Card seems a bit dead. Blue 1 orb. There's the orb we were talking about. Which makes feast and famine a lot worse. Yield to the orb. Vial, we will uptick. Tectonic Edge. Only if an opponent controls 4 or more. Opponent does not. So we'll go this and pass. Opponent mills 2. Blood Chiefs in a swamp. Okay. Okay. You can push my Stoneforge, that's fine. I still get to put in a Batter Skull here. Living weapon. Activate Vial, say yes, put in Arbiter. And just to start pressuring. One's got 1 card in hand. I don't know if we want... we want Vial on 3. Being able to flash in. Skyclave and Flicker Wisp just sounds nice. This combat swing. They block there, take 4. We go to 24. I'm not going to put Yorion into hand here just because against Mill, that doesn't seem like a great plan. Second crab. This we will go no. And yield. Ghost Quarter. Interesting dilemma. We could Ghost Quarter their island. I mean, I guess the simple answer is we just swing here with the germ, because the germ has lifelink. Until the opponent has a way to deal with the germ. And I guess we'll play out the basic here. Reason being that they could pay. of visions. They get to draw 3. Unfortunate. Then an island, and they get to mill us for 6. They hit 3 lands and 3 more land, or land giver and land. Thought I said, oh, because there's a fun one. And it's at the beginning of the next end step. Okay. Is there any way for us to utilize that to get this sort of feast and famine down? No. Unfortunate. Opponent's just going to take the damage. Okay, we could tech edge them. One that tap, destroy target non-basic land. To try to hit their Field of Ruin. It would hit their Field of Ruin because their field would have no targets, but then we'd mill one. Not worth. What are we trying to do here? Encrypt incursion us. Yeah, I can't really stop that. Opponent gains 30. Nope, I wanted to stop in their turn, but that's fine. They visions while we're at exactly 20. Unfortunate. A ruin crab. Sure. That second orb, huh? Opponent might mill themselves out here. Instep. Vile. Wait, Vile, do a flicker wisp, flicker their ruin crab. We milled 2, but that's fine. Skyclave is nice. We can swing 4 and 3 in the air. They get their crab back. Up to 1. So we can stop in their draw step here and Skyclave away. Probably a crab. Let's think. No, it's an orb. Okay, opponent has orbs galore. You know what they're missing though? Land drops. We mill 4 for that, and then a yield there. Ghost quarter. Interesting. Ghost quarter, try to shut them off a black. See if they want to pay 2 for this arbiter. They do indeed want to pay 2 for the arbiter. Makes sense because they mill 9 for this. But they now no longer have black mana. Begin combat, swing with the germ. Yeah, just the germ. We're down to 17. They're milling 6 here. There goes their Obero. Yep. Another tech edge. Go ahead and ghost quarter them. Let's see what all's left. I don't believe there is anything. Oh, they're running 4 basics. Okay. Interesting. Let me go ahead and swing there. When it goes down to 20, we go up to 44. We've got 7 cards left in our library. Opponent mills 2 here. All right. Well, they have the fetch land, which will be enough to mill us for lethal. All right. So it is mill. I like how we sided. We just need to not get milled. Is there anything better? Winds of Abandon, we might be able to overload. But it only hits 8 crabs. I feel 4 paths should be enough to deal with crabs. And we don't have any more artifact removal. Yeah. Take the play, reveal Yorion, and hope to have a hand that's this. Yeah. Hand looks pretty good to me. Turn 1, planes and pass. Turn 2, rip seems pretty difficult for them to deal with. Because then their drowns, if they have any, won't be online. Their... Ooh, an Obero. But no crab for the Obero. Interesting. Go ahead and get down this rest in peace. Has a visions, sure. I mean, makes sense to go ahead and just get rid of that. Doesn't matter if it's going exile first or not. Unless you have a way to deal with this rest in peace, that card's sitting out there for the rest of the game. Okay. Swamp orb. Orb mills us for 2. That's fine. Yeah, we'll yield the orb. Planes get rid of their Obero while they can't bounce it. Talia has another vision, sure. So order there's a bit different. If we had done Thalia first and then Ghost Quartered their Obero, they wouldn't have had the mana. Blood Chiefs and push. All right, they go ahead and Blood Chiefs, sure. We milled 2. Did a Plains and a Flicker Wisp. This I like Giver. Giver pass seems all right. Another orb. Okay, opponent. I really don't think orb's what you want to be doing against me. I've got so many more cards. This. We'll do like this, so that way we can do Flicker Wisp. We'll flicker our Ghost Quarter. Set a stop on their draw. Not gonna attack with the Giver. Assuming they get... Oh, they went and got an island. Interesting. Because they have the Delta to go get the swamp. Watery Grave. Okay. And they shocked that in. Interesting. Orb number 3. All right, opponent. Archon of Emeria. That's pretty great for us. Makes it so they can't do lots of mill. Swing with the Wisp. Pushes the Giver. Sure. Opponent goes to 14. Pass the turn to them. They mill 6. Or no, they mill 9. I mean, we milled 12 here, which isn't great. But when we've got them on a 3-turn clock, they glimpse us. Sure, we milled 10. Go ahead and play down this Thalia and get in. We'll mill 12. Twelve, 6, 6. Puts us to 24, so 1 mill spell will technically kill us. Okay. We'll play a land. Get in for 3. Yes, get in for 3 because next turn we can get in for 7. This only hurts us if they have Crab to block Thalia. And even if they do, we have the path. I guess if they have the Drown... No, Drown doesn't kill any of our things. There's the Crab. So they need Push. Add their Crab. Combat, swing for lethal. See if you have the push. If they have the push, they still lose. Cool. The reason I said they still lose there is because they would tap these and mill themselves for 15, having 1 card in hand. Or 1 card left in deck. I guess we would then be milling ourselves for 12. But they would have been at 1. So this, not our last draw would have been our last card. No way to know. So 1 and 1. Man, D&T is always so fun to try to navigate to the win. Go ahead and reveal this Yorion. We've got a Winds, we've got a Flicker Wisp, we've got a Sword, and a Batter Skull. And it's got removal. When your requirement for a hand to keep is it's got removal and then it's got stuff to do. Okay, Islet into Visions makes me go Storm, meaning I really want Thalia real quick. They put 2 on top. That is the scariest Serum Visions ever. Thank you. Interesting. They didn't do anything on turn 2. I'll go ahead and put down the Thalia here. They have the remand. All right. Good to know. And do they get to combo right here, right now? Nope, that's a vision. It's cool. They put one on top, one on bottom. The Shivan Reef definitely tells me storm, meaning we definitely need this Thalia to resolve. The problem is I don't think we're going to be able to get this Thalia to resolve. And doesn't mean we don't try. Neat. Thalia resolved. Has the opt. Okay, they like the card that they saw off the opt. A bit concerning, but not terribly. Okay, it's a Lava Ridge. Destroy target non-basic land. Play that out. Destroy target non-basic land. They can go get their mountain. They draw a card. It's real good for us there. Opponent goes down to 15. Passes the turn. Or we pass the turn. Islet. We're at 7 in hand. We can stay at 7 in hand. In case they try to do something funny here. Manamorphose to net themselves -1 mana, draw a card. Baral. Sure, Baral happens. Go ahead and path their Baral. Land. Combat swing. Take them down to 10. We'll drop this. I can't drop the sword. I don't have the mana. We'll drop Flicker Wisp. And we'll flicker a plains. One's got 7 in hand. Yep. Thalia hurts. That's what I'm getting at here from this Storm opponent. Is Thalia really hurts. Grape shot. Kill both of our creatures. Yeah. Yeah, you get that. Opponent's at 9. Stoneforge. Go get Maul. Or Sword. We'll get Sword of Feast and Famine. We're a bit ways out from being able to do anything. And granted, opponent kind of has to try to kill us here. Another Winds of Abandon. So let's think. If we swing with Stoneforge, we can't do anything. If we swing with... If we hold it, we could possibly go Batter Skull into a sword. Our problem here is they have gifts. Yep. So they get their gifts. I mean, it's got to be a pretty good gifts pile for them at this point. And put 2 cards into the graveyard. I mean, we put the 2 producers into the graveyard. Like, I'll give you all the mana in the world, but without a cost reducer, that mana is not that great. Opponent's got 8 cards in hand. They need to be able to get to a storm of 20 or create a massive board state. It's possible. Anamorphose, sure. Out. Yeah. Go ahead and do yield until next end step. Because we can do Stoneforge at end step. Okay, they gifts us again. They want 4 cards in the reveal zone. I'll put, again, both the mana reducers in the graveyard. Because you now have no mana. I may put a Batter Skull into the field. Opponent's at 8. Land off the top. Wins us this game. Fun. And opponent concedes. All right, we're facing Storm. We need to prevent them from being able to do Storm things. Which means rest in peace. Get in here. They don't have... It's interesting. We could bring in the Auriok champion. I feel that's definitely wrong. I like Mind Sensor. I like Archon. I like Arbiter. Love Thalia. Givers meh. Vials meh. Just shave the vials. Keep our givers. We don't need to be a vial deck in this matchup. In this scenario, we'll be able to hopefully hit a rest in peace early on. This hand doesn't have a rest in peace. However, this hand has everything we need. Unless they have a insane... no. Because we've got removal if they do. Put this into play, pass the turn. I'm gonna say if they have the turn 1 or turn 2 mana reducer, we have removal for it. And then we have an Archon. That's a Baral. Yes, we go wins. And next turn we'll have Arbiter plus Pav. If they have mana reducer number 2, if they don't, we go Archon and go haha. Deal with it. There's the Electromancer. So the issue is they could have Remand here. I still think we go for the Arbiter play. See if they want to remand the Arbiter. We could remand the Path here. Okay, they bolt the Arbiter. That's fine. Gets rid of their removal spell. Yes, it means that they do get to ramp off the Path, but they don't have any cost reducer now. Then we have Archon. Don't have another cost reducer. What a hand. Off auto yields. Yield until next end step. Empty the Warrens. Yeah. Want to make some dudes. This Archon's a bit on the late side. Granted, we did kind of have quite a bit, and they had exactly what they needed to answer what we had. Welcome to Magic. That's a pretty good game. So this will happen. We block one of these. We take 8, go to 12. What we need off the top here is not that. Land Yorion to hand. No point to swing with the Archon. Doesn't, like, we're not winning through the Archon. I mean, we're not winning this game, period. They got that empty quick. We go down to 5. Opponent goes ahead and can't do anything. Flicker Wisp. Interesting. So we can flicker and block. will be at 1. Destroy target non-basic. Repeal? Gifts ungiven. Well, I mean, anything that can deal damage is going to the graveyard, so they need 3 damage spells. Well, by far the weirdest gifts pile you will ever see. But it'll get them there. Good to note that they have a braids and a dismember. All right, they abrade, they go to combat, they turn it all sideways, and we lose. That's also the wrong order to do it, opponent. Because if you had abraded my Archon, you could have also then killed my Flicker Wisp. All right. I agree with what we did. We just, you know, need them to not have triple cost reducer into Empty the Warrens. Yes, this. Yes. We've got removal galore. Keep. Spire Bluff. Fun. Arbiter. Bolts the Arbiter. Sure. For all. Sounds good. Arbiter. Opponent. Did I stutter? Electromancer. Sure. Paying costs. What do we have? As a bolt. Okay. Make me sad. That and Yorion to hand. And just because we've got nothing else to do with that 3 mana. Opponent's got lots of land. Arbiter. All right. Pass the turn here. We can use this clearing to draw ourselves another card. Sounds good. Yeah, you search with gifts, buddy. That into an opt again. Opponent's looking hard. We'll go ahead and draw a card off of clearing. That's a nice card to draw. Thalia is real good there too. Well, yes, now we can't really cast anything. Opponent's in the same boat. Serum Visions. Let's see where these cards go. Bottom. And a Baral. Sure. Skyclave. Taxes doing taxi stuff. One's got plenty of land. They've got enough that they can now pay for Arbiter plus gifts. Desperate Ritual. Okay. Empty. Make some duders. Yeah, you got some blockers. Interesting dilemma here. If we swing and they block. They could either chump block or double block one. Or double block two. I'll see if they want to offer up 2 goblins here to take out our Thalia. They do. Okay. They go all 4. All right. 1/1 da. Thalia. One's got 2 cards in hand. Ooh. Yorion doesn't buy us anything. We can swing with the Thalia. No blocks. I take 2. Yorion. We're done. We don't need to flicker anything. No need to give them a chance there. So how much is this? 2, 4, 6, 10. I don't think they can do it with just 2 cards. Actually, white, and 4. We could overload Winds of Abandon. If we swing out, they can... We'll just swing with those two. Next turn we'll have lethal. Okay, they just go for the chump. First strike damage, normal damage. They go down to 7. Main end. They're paying for Arbiter. And now they're gifting us? Sure. Empty, abrade, grape shot. I mean, we take bolt and abrade. Hope they don't have, even with Piff, they don't have any mana generation. Sure, if you're gonna pay mana, it's less mana that you have to work with. That is a-okay with me. Electromancer, sure. Grape shot going 1-1. Where's this grape shot going? Oh, that's just a storm trigger. That one's going at my face. This one's going at the Thalia. We'll go ahead and pad there. They take out Thalia. Opponent's hoping I don't have a way to remove this goblin. And there we go. Taking down Storm. Because we'd swing for 7. And we would have drawn off the silent clearing a Stoneforge. Ooh. That would have been pretty. Alright. There we go. 2-1. Let's see how we can end with good old death and taxes. There we go. Match has been found. Okie doke. Go ahead and reveal this Yorion. Opponent plays bad decks. Good to note. I kind of like it. We've got removal. We've got Thalia. Might not be that great, especially depending on what opponent's doing. But hey. We don't need that stop. Okay. So this is that Ponza style list thing. We'll go ahead and put a stop in their upkeep here and pad that. Just so that way we're not taking a lot of damage. And they don't get the landfall trigger on another thing. Wish us good luck. All right, so it is this Naya Zoo list that we've been seeing a couple times. All right, the 2/2 with haste. So Thalia's not so great against them. It's not awful, but it's not phenomenal. Okay. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. And then it's gonna get big. Neat. Yep, they fetch. And they got themselves a Dryad Arbor. Interesting choice. I can't block it, so we have to take 5. And then a Renegade. Got themselves a 2/3 with Death Touch. Fun. This, ooh. Deck Edge is nice for next turn. Because this is Skyclave. Skyclave away that guy. Not gonna swing into a 2/3. One's only got 2 cards in hand. Meaning if we can hold out for a couple turns here, this Winds of Abandon can be very nice. The all-out attack is interesting. What, Atarka's command? Deal 3 creatures you control get +1/+1 and reach until the end of turn. Okay. They had to pitch the links. So if we block there, that's only a 2/2, right? Yeah, that's a 2/2. We block there, we give them a 2/2, but we reduce 3. Yeah. We block like that. There goes their Dryad. Normal damage happens. They get their thingy-mabob. We have to hope that they don't have shenanigans. We have Shelter to block whatever's the most damage coming through here. Unless they have a Tarkus command. A Coddle's not a Tarkus command. Tarkus command is a concede. Be back in a second here. Alright, guys. I gotta do stuff in a second here. I'm at 2. I'm not gonna be able to do anything here. Just has bolt. Okay, opponent. You could have done that earlier. So I need to do what against them? More removal and some life gain. As far as what's not good, mind sensor's not good. The flicker wisp is meh. Archon is decent. Do that. We kind of need to be a Vile deck. Giver's alright. Paths are fine. They don't really target. We can take these out. And I need to cut one more. Look at a Stone Forge. And I will be right back. Ba, 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 ba. We'll keep it. All right. They've got a 2-3 with Death Touch. Little scary to be facing down. Waryak Champion. That's the turn. Next turn we'll have Maul. Goes a 3-3 flying first strike Waryak Champion. Nikotl, we gain some life. Always yes, always yield. Maul, have ourselves a 3-3 with flying and first strike. Fast turn. Bolts us. Yep. Don't know why I looked. They can't bolt the Waryak Champion. Another Nikotl. We gain some life. They could have the Atarka's command here. So I don't want to block and lose the champion. We'll just take the damage here. Burning tree, burning tree. Oh, not multiple burning trees. Okay. We'll pass for a turn here. They draw a card, sure. And get our Auric champion out of combat. And we go down to 1. Archon of Emeria, huh? This will give us some blockers. And we'll gain some life. Opponent's at 13. We're at 3. Interesting. Block there. We could double block the Nicodle. We're at 3. We get to keep our Archon out. They've got a lot. Have, huh? That's a hefty equip cost. However, we can only play 1 a turn, so we have to do this. Opponent's got 2 in hand. Swings just the 2/3. And go to blocks. A flicker and a restoration angel. Flicker the Archon. And we've got 8 in the air. Pound. Pound with landfall. Another ghost quarter. So I could try to shut them off of mana. That really won't work. Basically have to hold back as blocks. I could suit up a Maul on Archon here and to give it first strike. How big can that grow? Let's think. +2/+2, so best case double landfall is +4/+4, meaning 5 is the magic number we need. Okay. I mean, we've just been dead to an Artarchus command for a long time here. Green, red, elemental, haste, landfall. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Which will just about do it for us there. Because it's got haste. We can only block 3 creatures. Best case scenario here is we take the 3 damage. And we take 3 and die. If I'd played out the Ghost Quarter, we'd be alive at 1. Alright. Tough break. 2-2. Let's see what we can do here. See if we can't end on a 3-2 record. When the die roll, do that. Yorion, reveal. Let's go. We keep a hand where we can't do anything until we have Vial. Do we trust we can flood out? And we're here to have fun. Hope opponent's not doing some steal your stuff. I don't think they would be with a Lutri. Awkward. All right, opponent. There we go. Okay. And we'll go ahead and just do this now. Opponents will grow spiraling in response. Sure. Go ahead and play out the Thalia. In case they have things. All right. I'm feeling real bad with the fact that, what we kept would have been fine if we hit land. Archmage's Charm. Oh, you evil, evil man. Well, there's our land. Land, Stoneforge, say yes. And go ahead and get this Batter Skull. Not that we're ever casting it. Mystic Sanctuary, put Archmage's Charm back on top. Yeah. Burrow. Nahiri. Alright. And Exile's there. Fun. How much is Nahiri's Exile effect? 2? Okay. We'll wait. One, two, three, four. That is a Mind Sculptor. They discard draw. Discards Mana Leak. Sure. Brainstorms. Yeah. Interesting. They shocked in there. Go ahead and put in the Batter Skull. Living Weapon. Hey. That's a fun one. I don't like Nahiri. They have the path. Yeah, I can't stop it. On the bright side, we now have land. Opponent does fun things with Vial. They draw 3. Brennan 6, sure. Seems fun. Brennan 6 will happen. Nahiri goes for the discard. Flooded Strand. Is Lutri each non-land card? Aha, make you counter it. Okay. Snapcaster Mana League. All right. I mean, I was just expecting them to use the Archmage's Charm that's in their hand. But I guess not. Do it. Tap out opponent. It's a fairy. So they're playing Planeswalker Soup. I don't know what we do against this. Besides just cry. Get rid of Nahiri first. An uptick to Vial to 3. They get back Flooded Strand. They draw 3 and then have Brainstorm, and then have the Flooded Strand to fetch away. Well, there's a Field of the Dead. Did you forget my lands have text on them, opponent? They put Lutri to hand because they want to draw 4 next turn. Which is real unfortunate. Because as far as I'm aware, we don't really have a way to stop that. So they can just bounce Obero. I mean, we don't have an out here ever. Second Skyclave. I'm assuming they have an answer. Archmage's Charm. Yeah. Giver. Dot Scours themselves. So they're definitely running an Uro. Yeah, they get back their Field of the Dead. I know. They bounce the Giver. They play Field. They play Big Teferi. Do they bounce our Skyclave using Big Teferi? If they do, we concede. Yeah, we're not getting anywhere against Planeswalker Soup. You know, there are these cards that kind of seem pretty decent against a bunch of Planeswalkers. Mind Sensor Archon seem fine. Flicker Wisp seems meh. Winds seems awful. Paths can come out. We now need to keep not a one-lander. Don't let me ever keep one-landers. That's what this comes down to. Is I play loose and have fun, and one-landers will always get you punished. I would love to play first. That's a Yorion. I mean, it's not a one-lander. Well, this is definitely not a one-lander. We will keep bottom of plains. Say done. It's got probably too many lands to realistically keep, but I'm not wanting to go down to 5. I feel Vial's a good enough start. Vial with just guaranteed to hit our land drops for a bit here. Well, I really don't need lands at this point. That is the opposite of what I was requesting, deck. Thank you for understanding. All right, they've got plenty. This will happen. This we say yes. Do this. Pass turn. One can only cast spells. Oh, that's an ability, not a spell. Or they try to bounce this Vial. A Vial do get bounced. And drop the sword. See if they have the counter. Have that go at Teferi, because nobody likes playing against 3 fairy. I like being able to do things at instant speed. Thank you very much, opponent. Life from the loam to get back to Misty. Interesting. Cracks Misty. Hollowed Fountain, Shocked In. Has Path. Sure. Vial. Thalia. Equip Thalia. That's Force of Vigor. Of course, it's Force of Vigor. I mean, why wouldn't it be that card? Well, now they don't have double green for Uro, at least. Get rid of your green source. In combat, get in for 2. Mind sensor. You find what you're looking for in the top 4? Nope. Neat. Timely. Sounds pretty decent. Phyrexian Revoker. Renin 6? Actually, no. They're cool. Yeah, Ren. No, yeah, Ren. Skyclave, there's no targets. Combat, swing 2 in the air. Flooded Strand fetches to go find Breeding Pool in the top 4 magically. And now they can life from the loam. Getting back Fetch Land, Mountain, and Temple Garden. So we need a way to destroy a land here? That's not a way to destroy a land. Okie doke. Sounds like Uro's hitting the field here. Because they do that, and then they have green, green, blue, blue, Uro. Opponent's at 10, but they're going to start gaining life with Uro. Yep. Draws, puts a land into play. It's a Field of the Dead. How glorious. Restoration Angel. A Flicker Skyclave. Skyclave gets flickered. Swing for 5 in the air. Go ahead and do that. Pass the turn. Omnath, yeah. They're gonna start gaining life here, which is not good for us. A Field of Ruin, yeah. You can play that card. And then Life from the Loan, get back 3. Yep. Draw. Go ahead and play out the vial. Swing for 5, take opponent to 7. And next turn we'll have a bunch of flicker effects. Yep. So the issue is they have 7 cards in hand. This could very well be a counter spell. Ghost Quarter, huh? How funny that they had a land in the top. Swing there. Let's see if Yorion resolves. I'm assuming it doesn't. So I'm assuming they've got the counter spell. Yeah. Alright. Pass the turn. They cycle their Triumph. Sure. Drew a card with Cryptic Command. Using that, they milled Breeding Pool Thought Scour. Yeah, okay. Like, how'd they? Yeah, they did it twice. Opponent says turn them sideways, boys. Show me second Omnath. Yes, they get a 3/3 out of this trade. They lose an Omnath unless they have another one. They had a verdict. Sure. And then field. Yeah. We don't want to be hitting this many lands. Looks like we're probably going to be losing to Planeswalker Soup. I don't know what you'd call this. Like the Lutri deck, it's basically... It's Planeswalkers. It's got the one of Omnath. I just realized I couldn't have a second Omnath. It's a bunch of one-ofs. Except for lands where they can have fields. So it's just 5-color good stuff. No, we haven't seen any black. So it's just a 4-color Lutri pile. And that's 4 or less. Dang. 4 or less non-token. Can't hit hero. Yep. Assuming at this point we've probably lost. Okay. This is just legitimately throw in a bunch of cards. It's fun. I'll give him that. We get hit for 6, we go down to 7. They've got the fetch land, which will kill us here. Right? Yeah. I mean, even without. Because I think... Ooh, that's that card. Means we get to shuffle away the Aether Vial. Get that Goyf out of here. And try to get rid of that. Yeah, they do this in response and we lose. Mystic Sanctuary. Mystic Sanctuary gets back Cryptic. I don't know why. You're about to shuffle your Sphinx's Revelation. Oh my god. Oh no, just a Shark Typhoon for 9. Okay. All right, they've got it. We can block, but it doesn't matter. Let's see. This is the only Uro pile that I can't be mad at because it's legitimately, it has to be a bunch of one-ofs. Other than the land base. All right. I'm going 2-3 with Death and Taxes. Overall, Yorion Taxes felt fun. I don't necessarily know if it's any better than just straight up D&T. But does it need to be? Not necessarily. They can be 2 different variations. They can both have their ups and downs. I don't think that there's any reason why you couldn't be running some of this fun stuff. And it's reasonable to have this 80 cards. None of it felt terrible. The shelters were all right. We never really used them for the protection effect, but it was nice every once in a while as the land. We had it available to use as a protection effect once or twice, I believe. It never mattered. But yeah, overall, I like the list. I like the sideboard. Sideboard felt good. Yeah, sideboard felt fine. The Stoneforge package felt fine. Restoration Angels, nice. Art, I like the Archon and the Mind Sensor split. Um, Nothing I would really change. In all honesty, I just feel like we just didn't pilot it that well and or got some bad matchups. Overall, I think it's definitely great. And if you're into death and taxes, it's definitely a build to be looking at. Thank you guys for this video. I always appreciate it, and see you in the next one. Peace out.